Good morning, and welcome to Winnipeg. Okay, I know you can't see the monitor over there, but you're not going to see a sunrise either. My goodness. Wintertime in Winnipeg. No sunrises that you can see. Anyway, everything is pretty much the same as when I left it last night. I did not come back to the model table later and spray. So we're going to have to do that today. I think what I'm going to do, though, I was thinking about it this morning, is I'm going to try the larger cup. Just to see how it goes. I don't think it's going to leak because in the bottom of the main body here, where you screw it in, there is a gasket there that this goes up against. Well, you know what? I think I'll show it to you. I'll recompose later and I'll show it to you. Yeah, I'm really anxious to see how this 0.3 millimeter nozzle and needle is going to work. I've thinned the paint down. I think I mentioned that yesterday already. The paint's thinned down. I'm guessing, I didn't measure it, but I think it's probably 60% paint, 40% thinner. Maybe not quite that thinned out, but pretty close. I put quite a bit of thinner in there with the pipette from the... Anyway, yeah, oh, I want to mention this. One of the viewers reminded me that I shouldn't be leaving my parts in the spray booth when I'm finished spraying, because what happens is the overspray will get on it, and and especially if you were to be changing colors, then it could be a serious problem. But I think that the overspray will probably make the finish a little bit more, I was going to say pixelated. I think of everything in terms of photography, so if it's grainy, it's pixelated. Yeah, oh, another thing about photography and so on. I go to, I make things look really awkward. In other words, I was thinking this morning, if I was not videoing this, I would put these in one of Chris's alligator clips, and it would be a lot easier to be able to move it around, and that's the way I would do it if I wasn't videoing. But because I like to video, I like to keep everything in the field of view and be able to zoom in. I think I talked about that yesterday. Okay, let's recompose here, and we'll put the larger cup on, and I'll try and show down inside it. There is an O-ring there. There is a... For the money, this seems like a really good airbrush. For the money. One of the viewers was talking about O-rings in his comment this morning, and he was mentioning how that he thought that possibly they wouldn't stand up to the cleaning solvents as well as the O-rings in the, like, he didn't say Iwata, but that's what he meant. And I kind of was wondering about that too, and I think Jason, a few days ago, when I first got this, mentioned something about parts being difficult to get or something to that effect. Well, I kind of figured that out. I mean, you can't have everything for nothing. Okay, let's recompose here and change our cup. Okay, before we switch cups here, I got to thinking about, I wonder if I could get spare parts for this. And I knew that this airbrush did come with some paperwork, which I might as well admit I completely ignored, or I would have remembered seeing this diagram. Anyway, yeah, apparently you can get parts for it. I think they might come from Holland, the Netherlands, but I'm not sure. I'll check that out. Yeah, it's under a different name. That name. Okay, I'm on the Ergo website. I don't know if I said that. Ergo, I'm not sure. Doesn't matter. I'm on their website, and as near as I can tell, yes, they are in Holland. Okay, that's interesting. My wife came from Holland. Yeah, Now, that kind of tells you good things come from Holland, right? Now, if we go down here in their listed parts, you can see here that there are quite an assortment of different kinds of O-rings that you can get. Chances are pretty good you're going to be able to find something that's going to match up with my TimberTech airbrush. Um, Now, if I go back up to the top here, I was noticing earlier that you click on TimberTech. All right. Well, here we go. This one right here, that pretty much looks like the kit that I bought, doesn't it? Or is it this one? No, this one here. Yeah, that pretty much looks like it. Anyway, they they sell TimberTech. So, oh look, there's my air compressor. It sure looks like it. That's the one I ordered from Amazon the other day. I'm kind of excited about getting that. Anyway, okay. It won't have come from Holland, though, I'm pretty sure. Hey, one of the viewers, his name is Ari, and Ari comments almost every day. And I wonder how close he is to this outfit. Oh, I think it's quite a ways over. Ari, I believe, actually lives very close to where my wife was born. Now, enough about that. Enough about personal details. Let's get back to the model table. Okay, let's change our cup. Okay, I'm going to use our airbrush holder here as sort of a steady rest, and it'll keep it in the right place for me. Alright. Now you can see the O-ring in the bottom there. Now it seems to me I have had this on before, and it seemed to go down. You can feel when it comes up against the O-ring, and I don't think there's any need to really crank this down real hard. Okay, we are hooked up and ready to go here. I think I'll start off at about 20 pounds, and maybe I'm going to run a little bit of thinner through it first, just see what do we got here pounds wise. Okay, it's down to about less than 10. Okay, there it's indicating 20. Yeah, kind of excited about when my air compressor comes. That's going to be handy. Yeah, you'll probably hear a little bit less complaining about me from me, but probably not much. Okay. Now this cap here, I don't want to force it down. I just want it to just have it sort of sit on there. I think it probably would get kind of hard to remove if you shoved it right down, because it's sort of a beveled friction fit thing going on. So, okay, let's back up a bit here. Okay, I am set up here now, and if I haven't accidentally bumped something, when we zoom in right here, in this area right here, it should be in focus. That's the plan. And if you remember, I had said I wanted to just put in a few drops of just straight thinner. So just put a little bit in. We don't need to put a whole lot in. Don't want to waste this stuff. It's not cheap. Okay, does that cover the bottom of the... Yeah, it more or less covers it. Maybe, yeah. Now, one thing I did forget to do is I forgot to get my glass with soapy water in it to rinse my pipette out in. So, okay, let's see what's going to happen here. Now, we're still at 20 pounds. And to see what's going to happen, I'm going to push it down and then draw it back. let's just empty out our, how much is in there? It's just ordinary thinner, so. Okay, that's the end of that. Okay, now, I did shake this up earlier in the paint shaker, so I don't think there's too much of it has gone to the bottom. Now, mind you, shaking it like that could actually be not a good idea, because we do have the 0.3 millimeter in there, and it's going to plug up a lot easier than, oh, I know what I forgot to do. I was noticing that when I was using the 0.5 millimeter, that the end of the nozzle cap was caking up pretty quick. So, where's my brush here? Okay, I got my toothbrush here. Okay, now I have made the comment that it's just as easy to pour back a lot as it is to pour back a little. So we may as well just fill this up about halfway here, even though we are definitely not going to use that much. And if I wipe it off like this, it's going to keep the threads a little bit cleaner. At least that's the plan. All right, so just so that you can see there. At least I hope you can see that. I wasn't watching the monitor when I did that. So now this is going to be a little harder to clean up afterwards. All right, now what we're going to try to do is just see how this is going to work, and I'm going to zoom you in, and you are just going to be looking in this area right here. And right here should be, there's a little square right there. That should be more or less the center. Okay, here we go. And I'm going to, maybe what I should do is have it so you can see it. Okay, put the air pressure on and pull back. Oh yeah. Oh, we were getting solvent before. Now we're getting the paint. Hey, I forgot my air cleaner. I do that a lot. I am really pleased. It seems to be working quite well, even with my left hand. Okay, let's reset up here now and actually paint something. I'm hoping that everything's not going to clog up on me in the few minutes it takes me to recompose. Okay, I think we're ready to boogie. Are we still working here? Looking good. Maybe, I was going to say maybe I should do one zoomed back and one zoomed in, but no, you're too far back. go. Okay, there's no use overdoing it. I'm thinking that the way this paint is thinned out, I would probably have been better off to have done a couple of thin coats, misting coats. But yeah, I don't always do what I should do I? Alright, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to clean this up off camera. It takes approximately 20 minutes altogether. And I want to be able to quickly do it before the paint has a chance to, you might say, start to solidify on the inside of the airbrush in places that it's going to be hard to clean out. Once again, I'm very, very happy. I'm very happy with the way this has come out. It's still a little bit wet. I put it on probably a little thicker than necessary, but I do believe we're going to be able to stick these down this afternoon. Yeah. Okay, we'll see you probably in about half an hour. Well, I kind of do not know what to tell you here, folks. It's worked now. What is this? Is this the second or the third time that we officially used this thing? And it appears to me that it's working great. I think if I knew way back when I was starting on the Bismarck, if I knew then what I know now, I probably would have bought this instead of the Iowa, because well, like I keep saying, it's 10 times cheaper. So I don't know. It's well, I think I've said this before too. Ask me in a year. Okay, I'm just going to put it together and. Yeah, I just don't know what to tell you. I hate to say, yeah, I get it. It's great, and then somebody gets one and they have a lot of trouble with it. We'll see what happens when I get up to episode 2000. Maybe on episode 2000, that'll be something we have to look forward to. In the meantime, let's push stop here and get this back together, and maybe we can get these pieces on the deck. I don't see why not. Oh, speaking of the deck, one of the viewers reminded me I got to cover up all those gaping holes that are on the top. Not just the little ones where the turrets go in, but the bigger ones as well. You know, in other words, if small parts fall down inside, I can't fish them out, and I can't turn it upside down and shake it. Okay, enough. I think this is just about the last of my wide tape. No, don't have enough to do the whole thing in wide tape. Well, I do have an awful lot of tape that's half this wide. 6 rolls of it. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish plugging this up, and then we'll see if we've got a couple of minutes left here and we can at least stick one of these down. Okay, the suggestion also had been made that it might be a good idea to make sure that the turrets were going to fit in these holes. And I could tell when I was putting the tape over it that they probably won't. These holes are going to have to be sort of enlarged just a little bit. So we want to be doing that maybe before, I think the suggestion was before I start getting a whole bunch of stuff down. And then when I'm trying to, file out the burrs that are in this hole, in these holes, I'm going to be accidentally breaking stuff off. So I think we should maybe do that tomorrow. But that's going to be tomorrow now. I'd like to kind of get these on today, and at least we got something on instead of playing with the airbrush. I actually had a good time with the airbrush today. 6 months ago, I would not have thought I would be saying that. But I actually did. I think maybe it's because it's going so well. Okay, let's recompose here and move in. We'll do this side on camera. And then I was going to show you the accident I had on the other side there. Where is it now? It's not, oh yeah, I can see it. Okay. Yeah, I'll when I get my macro lens on, I'll put the camera over on the other side and I'll show you. Now I have very slightly beveled the edges of that with a sanding stick. And this is the first time I'm trying it since I did that. So this might go in a little easier. We're just doing sort of a dry run here, right? Okay, I can envision that going in if we can get that hole softened. So we're just going to have to use our extra thin here and fill it up. Well, not fill it up, but I think that's probably going to be enough. Now, it shouldn't take too long for it to start to soften there, so that this will go down. Oh, I don't want to get my fingers in your way. You won't be able to see what's happening. Okay, it is going down. It's going down, and you can see it's wicked its way along. When that dries, it's not going to show up as bad as it does right there. And once again, I don't know if I should tack these ends down or not. Maybe I'll put the macro lens on. I have to kind of put it on anyway to show you my accident on the other side. If there's time. Time's getting on here today. Okay, I think we've got that about as good as we can get it. Should I poke at it one more time, Paul? Should I poke at it one more time? There, that's just for you. Okay, now let's not be putting on so much that it's going to go flooding across the planking here. Now I'll just poke down one time. And hold. Oh, my goodness, if I don't hold it though, maybe I could use some weight on it though. Wants to pop back up, so I'm just gonna have to hold it. I'll push stop here. You don't want to have to watch this. Okay, a couple of minutes or so, probably about 5 minutes has passed here, and that glue is pretty much dried out. So that's the way it's going to look, and I'm just going to do the other side just the same way. Well, here is the boo-boo. It's not real big, and half of it is going to be covered by the superstructure that's going to come down right here. But what happened was, when I was trying to get a little bit of glue to put this bollard in, I guess I must have had too much on the applicator, and it quickly ran down, and well, I got a drop of it, full drop of it right there on the deck. Well, I knew better than to try and wipe it up, because it would only look worse. So that's what we've got, and I think maybe the best thing to do might be to just paint it over with the deck tan, and then maybe reapply the black panel line color, or maybe just clear coat it so that it doesn't look glossy, and just being as that there's going to be a lot of other detail there anyway, like the superstructure, the bulkhead of the superstructure. Maybe I could stick one of Gabe's little people there, and well, that would really draw the attention to it. Anyway, okay. Now, when we're looking at it from arm's length, it doesn't look so bad. In fact, we're a lot closer than arm's length. It's not like with the macro lens, but I do want to do something about it. I'm not going to just leave it the way it is. I think we pretty much had it here for today, so thanks for watching, everybody, and all being well, we'll be seeing you tomorrow. Now I can't get up.